It's the 2nd of September today. On the 27th of October, we're due to have a local election. It doesn't feel like we're heading for an election next month, but time is ticking on and we are certainly running out of it. We know that the Constitutional Court is trying to decide whether A, they're the right court to make the call, and B, whether they should actually postpone the elections till February next year, as suggested in a report from the IEC by Dikgang Moseneke, that it might be very difficult to produce free and fair elections due to COVID-19 restrictions. Well, there's a lot for all political parties to consider at this time, but there's a great deal going on within the ANC. In fact, it's hard to know where to start with the issues that they're facing currently, from crowdfunding staff salaries due to serious money woes, launching then withdrawing papers to challenge the IEC over election candidate lists, the reversal this week of Supra Mahumapelo's suspension, the Northwest hoping a new mayor, Bushi Mape, will bring unity to the party in the province. There's a lot. Let's try and tackle the state of the ANC now with political analyst Prince Mashele. Prince, thank you very much for joining us. You know, as things stand, we're heading for a local election next month. So the state of the governing party is something that's really crucial. I've mentioned some of the issues. I know there are a lot more. But do you see these many issues facing the ANC part of a larger whole, pointing to perhaps one systemic dysfunction in the party, or do you see them as separate challenges?
Thanks, Sally, and good evening to viewers at home. Look, that the ANC is in shambles is a massive and unmitigated disaster. Everyone who has eyes to see can see. The question is, how do you explain this state of chaos in the ANC? This is how I explain it. There have been two ANCs. The first is the old ANC, which was the ANC of values and aspirations. This was the ANC that fought for the liberation of the black majority. To be a member of that ANC, you knew that you faced huge risks personally. There was no material benefit attached to being a member of the ANC of that time. So your old generation of Nelson Mandela and those that have departed belong to that ANC. That ANC is dead. What you are now dealing with is a second ANC, the post-1994 ANC, which has a new life. And the core of it is this. It is a vehicle for personal enrichment. So anybody who joins the ANC of today is thinking, what am I going to get out of it? That applies to someone in a village who wants to be a councillor. That applies to a president and a member of the NEC. So leaders of the ANC are no longer seen and viewed by its members as people who are there to advance the general interests of society and of the party, but they are seen as partners in a massive patronage network. So the factions that we are seeing and the disorganization and all the mess can be explained on the basis of the fact that its members and leaders of the new ANC are there to fill up their own stomachs. So we must expect that the ANC will descend further and further into chaos. Anybody who thinks that the ANC is going to go back to the old days, such a person is naive.
However, we've also seen the president speak out very strongly against corruption. We've seen more arrests around corruption in recent years. We've also seen him prepared to account to the State Capture Commission and admit that the party has failed. Do you really feel that the ANC is finished, despite those clear signs that the party is trying to renew itself?
Number one, the president did not account to the State Capture Commission. I watched the whole circus for 2 days. You could see that the man was put in a very difficult position. He couldn't answer specific questions. He was talking about what ideally needs to be done. Yes, he did admit that things have gone wrong in the party, but he actually did not answer specific questions. So that's number one. Number two, when he took over the leadership of the ANC, he told society that the ANC had entered a period of renewal and that the party and the state would be very serious against corruption. But you and I know, Sally, that as he was trying to battle against the coronavirus, his comrades were busy looting PPE money. So there is a lot of corruption that has been going on under his watch. Even his spokesperson, by the way, in the presidency, was busy looting money with her husband. So I am not convinced, by the way, despite the few arrests that have taken place here and there, that the general trend has been reversed or is being reversed.
So here's the question.
People across the country who are leaders of the ANC continue to lead, to loot.
But so here's the question. As it stands, we're going to the polls next month. We've got to wait for the Constitutional Court to come out with their ruling on that. But do you think the ANC is going to start losing more and more support at the polls?
There's no question about it. And I'm not manufacturing this thing. By the way, I did in the 2016 local government elections I did say that the ANC was going to lose Nelson Mandela Bay, Johannesburg, and Tshwane. And people thought that I had smoked dark. But the ANC did lose those municipalities. If you look at what has happened since 2016 and you ask yourself, is there something major that has happened in the ANC, in those municipalities and elsewhere, that should inspire confidence that the ANC is indeed a renewed organization? My answer would be no. My prediction is that the ANC is going to lose further support as we go into these local government elections. Call me again if you think I am lying. Number two, I think to see the lowest voter turnout in South Africa since 1994. South Africans generally are disgruntled. Most South Africans will not go and vote. And this is where the challenge is, because the problems that the ANC is facing, it's not as if it is the ANC that has problems. Even opposition parties have problems. The DA is in shambles. It's largely seen as a party belonging to whites, given what has happened to leaders like Mmusi Maimane, Herman Mashaba, and so on. The EFF itself, its brand has been damaged. It's seen as another version of the ANC, VBS and corruption scandals. So even opposition parties are not in a good shape. So my prediction is that yes, the ANC will lose further, but the opposition parties are not going to gain as they expect to gain.
All right. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Always great to chat to you, political analyst Prince Mashele. Very interesting views there, saying that the old ANC of Nelson Mandela is dead and the new ANC is all about becoming a vehicle for personal enrichment. And he has certainly not seen enough, he says, to show him otherwise. And yes, Prince, we'll certainly call you around the elections, around your predictions.